will now show you how easy it is to use Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 version. To start with, I will be creating an item or product. So AX 2012 has introduced this concept of centralizing all product creations. So you can create a product under the product information management module. So I will now create the product and I will name it as item underscore 02. You define next the product name, and optionally you can also put in a search name for you to be able to search this particular item or to facilitate searching, especially when there are a lot of items maintained. So I click OK. So the new item 02 has been maintained. I have the product name, the product number. Since product information management has the concept of centralization, the next step would be to release this particular product to the different legal entities. So I click release products, I mark the item, I select the company or companies where I want to release this particular product. In this case, I will release this product in the CEU company. So I mark CEU, then I click OK. Now, we are currently in the CEU company, so the next thing to do is to check if the product has been released under the CEU company. Again, I go to product information. I have this particular option to go to released products. And then I type in the item followed by a wildcard. So item underscore 02 is now in the CEU company and is not yet ready for use. Under the CEU company, the person responsible for maintaining items would need to add other attributes to the product. So to go into the details of this particular product, I click edit. So the person needs to identify the item model group to be used by the item. The item model group basically defines how the item is to be handled physically and how the item behaves every time there are transactions affecting the general ledger. Aside from indicating the item model group, you will need to identify the item group. This is with regards to posting. So every time this particular item is used, a purchase order is issued, a sales order is created, it would follow the postings or accounts that you maintain under the item group. Going through the item, you would notice that there are several fast tabs. So under each fast tab, you have several fields wherein the user could put in more details with regards to the item. So as an example, under the purchase fast tab, you have the unit of measure. So AX 2012 allows several units of measures to be used for each item. You can have a different purchase unit from your selling unit. One prerequisite for you to be able to do this is for you to maintain unit conversions. So you can have as many conversions as you want and put in different units of measures for sales and purchase. Okay, the next step would be to identify the dimension groups. So I click dimension group. I identify the storage dimension group. Basically, you define how the item is to be tracked as far as storage is concerned. So to keep it simple, I will just use the site warehouse combination. Under the tracking dimension group, you specify if you want the item to be controlled either by batch or by serial number. So for this example, I would choose no tracking dimensions to be attached. So I click OK, and then I click validate to know if the items, if the setup of the items is ready for use. So just to show you the results of the validation, it states all field values required for validation are specified for product item 2. So right now, item number 2 is ready to be used. Close this window. I now go to accounts payable. Under accounts payable, I click all purchase orders. I will now try to create a purchase order for item number 2. To create a purchase order, I simply click purchase order. I define the vendor from which I will be buying this item. Okay. Under the general tab, I specify the site where the particular item will be delivered. I will choose the Sirtec site and the particular warehouse where the item is to be stored. I click OK. The purchase order has been created. Now this is purchase order number 448 for EAB vendor. Under the item number, I put in the item that I have created. It's item 02. Now notice that a warning message appears. It states that the vendor and the item are not yet linked, or there is no setup that would authorize vendor number 1 to be the vendor for item 2. This is optional. No, this is based on setup. So you could have a situation where item number 2 can only be bought from only one vendor or several vendors. Next would be to identify the quantity I want to purchase from this vendor and the unit price. So the total of the purchase order is for 1,000 pesos, or dollars in this case.